as tensions escalate with the United States. President Nicolás Maduro ordered the drills named Sovereign Caribbean, involving warships, armed drones, surveillance systems and electronic warfare operations. The move follows U.S. naval operations in the region, including strikes that destroyed 2 Venezuelan boats and left 14 suspected drug traffickers dead. Actions criticized by UN experts as extrajudicial executions. Venezuelan state media showed vessels and aircrafts deployed near La Orchila, close to where the U.S. recently intercepted a Venezuelan fishing boat. Maduro, whose presidency is not recognized by Washington, vowed to defend the country against what he called U.S. aggression. This is what the president of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, has to say.
El próximo sábado, 20 de septiembre, los cuarteles van al pueblo, los militares van al pueblo, van a visitar los 5.336 circuitos comunales. La Fuerza Armada Nacional Bolivariana va al pueblo, va a las comunidades.
Ross Feingold, political analyst, joins us at this point in time. Thank you so much for your time on NewsX World. I'd like to understand from you, what do you make of these military exercises that Venezuela has launched?
It's for domestic consumption. President Maduro has to show people and his supporters specifically, keeping in mind he's not universally supported in Venezuela. He's got to steal elections to maintain power, but he's got to show his supporters that he's doing something in response to the recent American military actions. Of course, the key thing here is that whatever exercises he does, doesn't matter how big they are, how many personnel or ships or aircraft are involved, it is not going to change the current policy of the Trump administration. The Trump administration, President Trump specifically, have decided on this course of action, and this kind of show by Venezuela, which again is for domestic consumption in Venezuela, it will not change the Trump administration's decision-making.
Right, absolutely. And the developments that have been taking place, the fact that in the region there were strikes that destroyed 2 Venezuelan boats, left 14 suspected drug traffickers dead. The actions are being criticized by the UN experts as extrajudicial executions. What do you make of those statements?
That will probably cause a debate about international law. You know, people often think that international law with regard to very complex questions like this is something that's settled. But there's always going to be experts, scholars, lawyers who are going to argue the other side and say, in this case specifically, that the United States was fully justified. If necessary, I would expect the State Department or the Department of War to put forward its own experts who are going to say that the United States was completely justified in doing this. So similar to President Maduro ordering military exercises, UN experts voicing these views about the U.S. action, it is not going to change the Trump administration's policy. I think we should expect this deployment to continue for a number of months to come, and probably there will be similar incidents.